Dear beloved, a positive mindset is not merely a virtue, it is a frequency, a subtle vibration that changes the way your inner eye perceives reality. When you look at life through the lens of a positive mindset, you enter a slower, softer rhythm of consciousness. It is as though your awareness sinks beneath the surface waves of thought and drops gently into the quiet currents of the theta brainwave state. Theta is the realm of deep imagination, communion, and creation. It is the layer of mind where the veil becomes thin, where what you observe begins to respond, rearrange, and shape itself according to the feeling you hold. A positive mindset creates a feeling of non-resistance, a calm expectancy that bends reality instead of attempting to force it. When you settle your attention into a positive mindset, your inner vision stabilizes. The eyes become less reactive and more receptive. They stop scanning for what is missing and begin witnessing what is possible. In this receptive witnessing, you become the observer who influences the outcome, not by pressure, but by presence. This is the hidden power of a positive mindset. It places you in the position of the influencer rather than the reactor. It aligns your nervous system with the slow pulse of creation. It allows the universe time and space to rearrange itself around the frequency you hold. A positive mindset synchronizes your breath, your thoughts, and your intentions with a rhythm that the quantum field can easily interpret. In this state, the observer effect is not a concept, it is an experience. What you look upon with patient expectation begins to shift. What you hold in your inner eye with steady calm begins to take form. What you feel without urgency but with trust begins to organize reality around you. Through a positive mindset, you gain access to the creative stillness behind all movement. Through theta, you enter the sacred workshop of the unseen. Through observation infused with calm expectancy, you become a sculptor of events. To look at life through a positive mindset is to say to the universe, I trust the unfolding, and because I trust, I can guide it. And in that trust, the quantum field listens. Reality softens. Possibilities open. And you find yourself not waiting, but shaping. Financial blessings often arrive not through force, but through the quiet inner alignment that a positive mindset creates. When you look at your life through the frequency of a positive mindset, you enter a rhythm of mind that no longer rushes, grasps, or strains. Instead, your awareness drops gently into a receptive calm, the theta brainwave state, where the doors of creation open more easily. Theta is the realm where thoughts soften into images, where emotions settle into harmony, and where intention becomes magnetic. A positive mindset carries you into this field like a slow exhale, guiding your nervous system into a place where manifestation becomes more fluid, more responsive, more attuned to what you quietly request. In this state, the observer effect becomes personal. You begin to notice how your inner gaze influences outer events. The way you look at money, opportunities, and abundance begins to shape how they appear in your life. Not by striving, but by witnessing with calm expectancy. A positive mindset is a frequency that tells the quantum field, I am not desperate, I am aligned. I am not waiting, I am preparing. And in that preparation, your perceptions sharpen. Your intuition heightens. Doors you once overlooked become visible. Ideas you once rushed past reveal their prosperity. You begin to notice the pathways wealth is already trying to take toward you. When you hold a positive mindset in your inner eye, you create a stable signal, one that is coherent, steady, and easy for the universe to respond to. In theta, this signal becomes even stronger, almost like a whisper that carries far across the unseen dimensions. Financial blessings flow to those who can remain open long enough to receive them. A positive mindset is that openness. It is the inner spaciousness where blessings can land, grow, and multiply. As you observe your life, your finances, and your future through the calm lens of a positive mindset, you shift from reacting to shaping. From fearing lack to expecting provision. From chasing money to attracting opportunities. And in that transformation, something sacred occurs. Your life begins to match the frequency you hold. Your financial blessings begin to rise to meet your steady, patient gaze. A positive mindset aligns you. Theta empowers you. Observation shapes the unfolding. Through this triad, abundance becomes not merely a hope, but a natural consequence of your inner state. The frequency of patient wealth. When you look at your financial life through a positive mindset, you slow the inner currents that cloud your perception. A positive mindset drops you into theta, the realm where ideas form before they become reality. In this softness, money begins responding to your calm expectation rather than your fear. A positive mindset as a magnet. A positive mindset is a magnetic field. In theta, this magnetism amplifies. The observer effect causes the opportunities you calmly watch for to draw closer. Your positive mindset becomes the signal that abundance uses to find you. Seeing wealth through stillness. When your mind becomes still, the financial doors that were hidden become visible. A positive mindset lets you see wealth at its earliest stages, when it is still subtle, still forming, still waiting to be noticed by a calm observer. Influence through inner quiet. In theta, influence does not come from force but from harmony. Your financial blessings begin to orchestrate themselves when your attention is unhurried and your emotions unpressured. The calm observer shapes the unfolding. A positive mindset aligns prosperity. A positive mindset aligns your energy with arrival rather than delay. Theta quiets the fear of lack. Together, they create a frequency that influences money to show up through the observer effect, responding directly to your inner steadiness. Wealth blossoms in calm soil. Financial blessings bloom in the soil of a patient mind. Under theta's soft waves, the roots of abundance grow stronger. You influence their direction by observing them with trust and unwavering calm. The quiet pool of expectation. Expectancy is power. When you expect abundance patiently, without rushing, theta amplifies the pool of your intention. The observer effect ensures that what you expect begins forming around you. A positive mindset opens the eyes of opportunity. A positive mindset illuminates. In the theta state, your inner eye opens wide, making you sensitive to the subtle movements of financial opportunity. You influence manifestation simply by noticing what others overlook. Wealth responds to a rested mind. Theta is the brain's restorative ocean. When you enter it through a positive mindset, your energy becomes coherent. Money responds more easily to coherence than chaos, and the observer effect transforms your calm gaze into a creative force. A positive mindset as a creative lens. Through a positive mindset, you begin to look at your life gently. This gentleness tunes your mind to theta's resonance. The events you observe from this place begin to align with prosperity because your lens has become stable enough to shape them. The slow frequency of abundance. Abundance is rarely rushed, it prefers the slow wave of a positive mindset. In theta, slow becomes powerful. You influence outcomes not by effort but by the quality of your awareness, steady, calm, expectant. Quiet vision creates wealth. A patient mind doesn't chase, it sees. In theta, what you see with calmness becomes more likely to manifest. Financial blessings respond to vision that is relaxed rather than strained. A positive mindset strengthens your signal. When you are patient, your energetic signal becomes clear. Theta heightens this clarity. The observer effect honors the clarity of your intention by aligning life's events with the frequency you broadcast. Wealth flows to the unhurried. Financial blessings flow to the unhurried mind because an unhurried mind is receptive. In theta, receptivity is heightened. Money finds pathways toward awareness that is willing to wait but fully expecting to receive. A positive mindset quietly shapes reality. A positive mindset is subtle power. In the theta state, this subtlety becomes influence. What you observe through patient eyes begins to reorganize itself, forming financial blessings in response to the tranquil frequency you hold within. The positive mindset portal. When you look at your financial life through a positive mindset, you open a portal into the theta state, a realm where possibilities slow down enough for you to see them clearly. In this softened awareness, money becomes more responsive to your intentions, shifting subtly in the direction of your calm gaze. The calm observer. A positive mindset is the quality that transforms you from a seeker into an observer. In theta, the observer effect awakens. What you calmly watch begins to organize itself. Financial blessings gather around the one who watches without tension. Rested vision, rising wealth. A patient mind moves slowly, like water settling. As you enter theta, your inner vision becomes rested and receptive. This gentle vision influences the shape of future events, allowing wealth to rise toward your awareness. A positive mindset as an energetic invitation. A positive mindset sends a signal into the quantum field, I am ready without rushing. In theta, this signal strengthens, becoming an invitation. Opportunities that once passed by begin leaning toward your energy. The soft magnet of expectancy. A positive mindset attracts. In theta, attraction becomes energetic magnetism. Your soft expectancy pulls financial blessings closer the moment you relax into trust. Gentle attention creates openings. When you patiently observe your finances without fear or urgency, you activate the observer effect. Your gentle attention creates openings, small cracks in the fabric of possibility through which abundance begins to flow. Wealth aligns with the unhurried. Financial blessings flow naturally toward the unhurried mind. In theta, your energy becomes slow enough for wealth to find you, align with you, and settle into your reality. A positive mindset as a stabilizing frequency. A positive mindset stabilizes your energy field, smoothing emotional turbulence. In this stability, the theta state forms effortless. And from this stable place, your influence on unfolding events becomes precise, subtle, and powerful. The quiet sculptor. A positive mindset turns you into a sculptor of your financial future. In theta, the clay of reality softens. Your thoughts and expectations gently carve the shape of prosperity long before it appears. The echo of calm intention. Every patient thought sends a calm echo into the unseen. In theta, this echo becomes a vibration that the universe can easily read. Financial blessings respond, traveling along the pathway created by your peace. The wealth of still perception. Stillness is a form of inner wealth. When a positive mindset guides your perception, you see financial opportunities in places where hurried minds see nothing. Theta expands this perception, allowing blessings to reveal themselves. A positive mindset transforms waiting into creation. In a positive mindset you create. Theta turns your waiting into creative influence. What you observe with steady expectation begins forming in the field around you. Money responds to rhythmic calm. The universe listens to rhythm. A positive mindset creates a rhythmic calm in your field. In theta, this rhythm becomes harmonious, drawing financial experiences that resonate with your peace. The slow unfolding of prosperity. Prosperity often unfolds slowly, like dawn. When you embrace a positive mindset, you enter the frequency where dawn moves faster. Theta accelerates the subtle movements of abundance in your favor because you are no longer pushing, only allowing. A positive mindset as the master lens. A positive mindset becomes the lens through which life softens. In Theta, this lens becomes clear, intuitive, and powerful. What you observe through the lens of a positive mindset begins to shift toward prosperity, proving that a calm observer is a quiet creator. A positive mindset frequency of wealth. When you look at your financial life through a positive mindset, your inner vibrations slow down to the frequency of Theta. In this quiet rhythm, your thoughts no longer scatter, they gather, align, and begin to influence the unseen patterns that shape your financial future. Calm eyes, clear pathways. A positive mindset calms the eyes. And calm eyes see the pathways that rushing eyes miss. In the Theta state, these subtle pathways to financial blessing shine more clearly, as though the universe is showing you the shortcuts that only a tranquil observer can detect. The gentle power of influence. When your awareness sinks into Theta through a positive mindset, you no longer push events, you nudge them. You influence them gently. This subtle influence, empowered by the observer effect, becomes one of the strongest forces guiding your financial blessings. A positive mindset as quantum alignment. A positive mindset aligns you with the quantum field by slowing your thoughts to a receptive frequency. In this alignment, the observer effect awakens, money, opportunity, and provision begin to shift toward the vibration you hold with calm certainty. Theta, the doorway of opportunity. Theta is the doorway where imagination meets manifestation. A positive mindset leads you through that doorway. In this state, every financial blessing you visualize begins arranging itself in the field around you, waiting to crystallize into form. The tranquil signal of abundance. A positive mindset broadcasts a steady energetic signal into the universe. In Theta, this signal becomes even clearer. The observer effect responds to steady signals, allowing your financial blessings to form in direct response to your inner quiet. Allowing instead of forcing. A positive mindset moves you from forcing to allowing. Inside Theta, allowing becomes creation. When you observe your finances with a positive mindset, you subtly influence events to align with abundance rather than tension or lack. The rested mind attracts wealth. A patient mind is a rested mind. In the Theta state, rest becomes receptivity. Wealth flows more easily toward the person who is receptive, rather than the one who is strained or hurried. Observing the shape of provision. A positive mindset helps you observe without judgment. In Theta, this observation becomes creative. Whatever you see, wealth, growth, opportunity, begins to take shape under the subtle influence of your steady gaze. The quiet rhythm of prosperity. A positive mindset creates a slow, rhythmic harmony in your inner world. Theta amplifies that harmony. The observer effect ensures that prosperity begins sinking to your rhythm, forming financial opportunities that match your internal steadiness. A positive mindset removes the static of fear. Fear is static that distorts the frequency of abundance. A positive mindset dissolves that static. In Theta, your energetic field becomes clean, clear, and persuasive, allowing the universe to respond with financial blessings more effortless. The grace of inner stillness. A positive mindset is a grace that settles over the mind. Theta deepens this stillness. In that stillness, ideas arise that carry financial blessing. And the observer effect causes the external world to meet and reflect those ideas. Abundance responds to non-urgency. Urgency repels abundance. A positive mindset invites it. When you are in the Theta state, your energy becomes non-urgent and magnetic. The observer effect causes the external world to reflect this magnetism by arranging fortunate events around you. The soft power of expectant waiting. A positive mindset is not passive, it is expectant. Theta empowers this expectancy. What you expect with relaxed confidence begins to drift toward you, influenced by the gentle power of your inner observation. A positive mindset as the sculptor of destiny. A positive mindset sculpts your financial destiny in slow, intentional strokes. In Theta, the material of reality becomes pliable. The observer effect ensures that every patient thought, every patient vision, becomes a subtle imprint on the events that eventually manifest in your life. A positive mindset as the lens of prosperity. When you look at your financial journey through the lens of a positive mindset, life slows into clarity. This slowing aligns your mind with the Theta frequency, where possibilities are soft and malleable. In this softness, you quietly shape the financial outcomes that approach you. The stillness that calls wealth. A positive mindset creates a stillness within you. In that stillness, the Theta state forms like a calm lake. Whatever you look upon with this still perception begins to ripple into existence, wealth included. Gentle vision influences reality. A patient perspective softens your vision. In Theta, this gentle vision becomes influential. The observer effect takes your calm gaze and organizes events that reflect abundance. A positive mindset opens hidden pathways. A positive mindset reveals. When your awareness slows into the Theta state, your inner eye detects financial pathways that were invisible before. What you see quietly influences what manifests. Theta turns a positive mindset into power. A positive mindset in Theta is power. In this state, your observations gain weight. Your expectations gain momentum. The observer effect begins shaping financial blessings in response to your calm certainty. Abundance responds to inner quiet. Financial blessings move toward quiet energy. When a positive mindset shifts you into Theta, your energy becomes a silent invitation. The universe begins arranging the events that match your peaceful intention. The relaxed observer creates more. When you look at life without rushing, you step into the role of a creator rather than a reactor. In the Theta frequency, the relaxed observer subtly influences which opportunities unfold and which blessings rise to meet you. A positive mindset aligns you with perfect timing. Financial blessings often depend on timing. A positive mindset brings you into harmony with divine timing. In the Theta state, this alignment becomes stronger, helping the right opportunities arrive at the right moment. The slow rhythm of abundance. Abundance has a rhythm, and it is slow. A positive mindset tunes you to that rhythm. Theta amplifies it. And through the observer effect, life begins offering experiences that move in sync with your inner harmony. Quiet expectancy shapes fortune. When a positive mindset becomes expectancy, and expectancy becomes calm, you enter the Theta field with a sense of quiet knowing. This knowing influences events long before they appear, forming financial blessings in the unseen. The ease that attracts prosperity. A positive mindset eases your nervous system. That ease pulls you into Theta naturally. In this ease, you become magnetic, your thoughts, emotions, and intentions subtly guiding the flow of abundance toward you. A positive mindset clears the inner horizon. A hurried mind cannot see beyond the horizon. A positive mindset opens the distance. In Theta, the horizon becomes a field of possibility, and your observation becomes the force that determines what travels across it. Influence through inner peace. In the Theta state, peace becomes influence. When a positive mindset steadies your mind, your peaceful attention begins calling forth the financial experiences that resonate with it. The patient gaze that manifests wealth. There is power in the unhurried gaze. When a positive mindset slows your attention, theta deepens your influence. What you look upon with calm expectation begins shifting, quietly, faithfully, toward prosperity. A positive mindset as the architect of blessings. A positive mindset is not about waiting, it is about shaping. In the theta state, your patient thoughts become architectural lines drawn in the unseen. The observer effect builds upon these lines, forming the structure of financial blessings around you. The ancient rhythm of a positive mindset. Throughout history, the sages taught that a positive mindset was the first wealth. In the calm of waiting, the mind slipped naturally into a slower wave of thought, what we now call theta. In this state, they believed one's gaze could shape the unfolding of events, including fortune itself. The scrolls of quiet influence in old temples, scribes recorded that those who ruled their inner world ruled their outer one. A positive mindset was described as the key that unlocked influence over circumstance. When the mind slowed, the world responded, as if obeying the silent command of the observer. Wisdom of the early merchants. The early traders of ancient markets believed that prosperity favored the patient. They watched calmly, entering a contemplative state where intuition rose. Their decisions, guided by this inner quiet, often shaped the outcomes of their fortunes, demonstrating the silent influence of observation. Teachings of the desert monks. The monks of the desert wrote that the patient mind enters the deep current, a state akin to modern theta. They believed that in this depth, one's thoughts and expectations could whisper into reality, guiding blessings toward those who waited without fear. The healer's lineage. Early healers taught that the body entered its most receptive state in a positive mindset. They believed the same applied to life. When one's mind was calm, life itself became receptive. Financial blessings responded to this calm, bending under the influence of peaceful observation. The oracles. Understanding ancient oracles knew that only in the slow, soft state of mind, now recognized as theta, could one perceive the threads of destiny. They taught that the watcher shapes the outcome, and the patient watcher shapes it best. The quiet power of the philosophers. Philosophers of Greece spoke of Hesychia, inner stillness, as the birthplace of true influence. They observed that wealth often followed those who mastered this stillness, for their decisions gently steered the currents of future events. The scrolls of the Eastern sages recorded that patient awareness aligned one with the natural flow of the universe. In this flowing, receptive state, wealth approached effortless, guided by the observer's tranquil intention, much like the subtle shaping described by the observer effect. The kingdoms and their councils. In royal courts, wise counselors advised rulers to wait with a positive mindset before making decisions. They understood that when the inner mind settled into calmness, clarity rose, and events could be influenced with precision. Prosperity often followed those who mastered the art of waiting. The mystics of the Highlands. Highland mystics believed that a positive mindset opened a hidden gate in the mind. Modern words would call it theta. In this gate, they felt connected to the unseen currents that shaped destiny. They taught that wealth followed those whose minds were quiet enough to guide these currents. The first traders of the Silk Road. Travelers recounted that successful merchants often paused before bargaining, entering a moment of stillness. In this pause, their minds attuned to intuition. Their patient influence over unfolding events often turned negotiations in their favor. The ancient builders who shaped great cities believed that a positive mindset was part of creation. They understood that the quiet mind saw the structure before it existed. Likewise, they believed financial blessings formed first in the patient mind and later in the world. The scholars of old libraries. In the libraries of antiquity, scholars recorded that those who mastered their inner waves mastered their fortune. They noticed that individuals who moved through life patiently often shaped outcomes that seemed to favor them, as if reality bent toward their steadiness. The elders of the village elders taught the young that a positive mindset was not merely waiting, it was shaping. They believed that when the mind was calm, it entered a deeper state where intention held influence. Wealth often came to those who carried this calm like a mantle. The seers and their silent knowing seers throughout history observed that the patient mind could perceive the subtle movement of blessings long before they arrived. In the quiet depth, akin to theta, they sensed their ability to influence the direction of events, guiding prosperity through calm observation. The positive mindset of the early astronomers. Ancient astronomers spent long nights staring at the sky, knowing that only through a positive mindset did the heavens reveal their patterns. They believed the same about fortune, that when the mind settled into a slow, deep state, events aligned more predictably, as though wealth responded to the calm observer. The manuscripts of the old kingdoms. In crumbling manuscripts from forgotten kingdoms, sages wrote that a positive mindset was the inner lever of influence. They taught that when one's thoughts slowed to a sacred rhythm, like the modern theta wave, one could quietly shape the circumstances that determined prosperity. The positive mindset of master craftsmen, master artisans of antiquity knew that creation required a silent, steady mind. In this calm, they often entered a trance-like state. They believed this state guided their hands and guided their fate, attracting prosperous commissions through the silent force of focused observation. The desert caravan wisdom. Caravan leaders crossing vast deserts taught younger merchants that those who cultivated a positive mindset slipped into a deep intuitive awareness. They felt guided toward fortunate encounters and profitable exchanges, influenced by their serene watchfulness. The forest monasteries. In forest monasteries, monks taught that the patient mind opened the second sight, a subtle vision gained only in the deepest stillness. Today we would call this the theta state. They believed this sight aligned them with the movement of life itself, and that financial blessings naturally followed alignment. The stone tablet prophesies. On stone tablets, ancient priests carved symbols representing the mind's power to shape destiny. They described how calm observation influenced reality. Wealth, they taught, came not to the frantic but to the patient, those whose minds slowed into deeper awareness. The market philosophers. In old marketplaces, traveling philosophers observed merchants who prospered without hurry. These merchants seemed to influence outcomes simply by their composed presence. The philosophers concluded that a positive mindset altered perception, and perception shaped fortune. The scribes of the river cities. Scribes who lived beside river civilizations wrote that a positive mindset attuned the mind to the flowing currents of fate. They believed one who entered this flowing state could gently direct the events that determined their prosperity, much like steering a vessel with a single paddle. The positive mindset of ancient navigators. Navigators who crossed open seas learned to quiet their minds. In this deep calm, they sensed subtle winds and currents before they arrived. They believed this same inner sensing could guide the unfolding of life's opportunities, shaping wealth through awareness. The temple economists. In early temples that managed the wealth of cities, priest economists taught acolytes that clear decisions emerged only from a patient mind. They observed that when leaders acted from this calm intelligence, financial blessings seemed to follow their choices with uncanny precision. The scrolls of the first scholars. In the earliest libraries, scholars wrote that the patient mind enters the Vela state of deeper thought where inspiration and intuition merge. This merging, they said, influenced what came next, often bringing prosperity to those who mastered it. The elders of the dawn rituals, elders gathered at dawn, believed the early light attuned a positive mindset. As they watched the sun rise slowly, their minds entered a gentle rhythm. They noticed that their days unfolded more favorably when they began in this state of serene observation. The builders of sacred cities, architects and builders, believed that a positive mindset was a sacred virtue that aligned them with divine timing. In this alignment, they trusted that financial prosperity would arrive at the precise moment it was meant to, shaped by their steady inner state. The ancient guardians of wisdom, guardians of sacred knowledge, taught initiates that the deeper mind held the power to influence life's outcomes. They believed a positive mindset opened the door to this deeper mind and allowed one to subtly shape the events that created wealth. The seafarers, silent knowing veteran sailors, spoke of a quiet knowing that only arose when the mind was patient and undisturbed. They believed this knowing influenced the outcomes of their voyages, including the wealth they returned with, proving that serenity was not passive, but powerful. Abraham's quiet waiting. Abraham's wealth did not come from striving but from waiting in faith. His patient gaze toward God aligned his consciousness with divine timing, allowing his reality to shift around him. In the theta-like stillness of trust, abundance unfolded. Joseph's calm perception in the prison. In the stillness of captivity, Joseph observed life through a positive mindset rather than despair. This inner alignment shaped the events that lifted him to leadership. His steady, theta-like state drew financial increase into manifestation. David's anointing and delay. David was anointed king long before he wore the crown. His patient heart allowed heaven's timing to align earth's events. A positive mindset acted like a spiritual frequency, adjusting the world around him, drawing prosperity forward. Ruth's quiet faith in the fields. Ruth gleaned patiently, step by step, in humble beginnings. Her calm perseverance created an inner state where divine orchestration could take place. Observing life through a positive mindset shifted her from lack to lineage and wealth. Solomon's request for wisdom. Solomon asked not for riches, but for understanding. A positive mindset saw beyond the moment and brought him into a frequency of divine insight. Wealth manifested as an extension of his calm, theta-like attunement to wisdom. Elijah by the brook. Cherith. Elijah waited by the brook, fed daily by ravens. The positive mindset mirrored the stillness of the theta state, where one trusts provision before it appears. As he remained aligned, the events of provision obeyed that alignment. Noah building slowly and steadily. Noah built the ark over decades, moving at the rhythm of faith rather than urgency. A positive mindset shaped his perception and thus shaped outcomes. This calm trust opened the flow of divine instruction and survival into abundance. Moses in the desert. Before his calling, 40 years in the desert trained Moses in the frequency of a positive mindset. In this slow rhythm, mirroring the theta mind, he became receptive to God's voice. This attunement positioned him to lead a nation into prosperity. Joshua circling Jericho. The silent circling of Jericho was a positive mindset. The people entered a contemplative state where inner alignment influenced external reality. The walls responded to their calm obedience, just as blessings respond to patient faith. Hannah's prayerful stillness. Hannah's quiet, trembling prayer was a moment of deep inner stillness. In this gentle frequency, she aligned with heaven's response. A positive mindset opened the space where impossible blessings could be observed into existence. Job's endurance. Job's story shows that a positive mindset is not passive, it is spiritually generative. His perseverance created an inner atmosphere where restoration could manifest. The observer within him held steady, and abundance returned multiplied. The widow and the prophet Elisha. The widow patiently followed Elisha's strange instructions, filling jars through faith. Her calm obedience aligned her with the miraculous. The oil multiplied in response to her steady inner state. Daniel's consistent devotion even in exile, Daniel's patient prayer routine created a stable, theta-like calm. This inner alignment influenced kings, nations, and outcomes, including his rise to financial and political favor. The early church in the upper room, they waited patiently in one accord. This collective stillness attuned them to the frequency of the Spirit. In that alignment, new realities manifested: provision, unity, and shared abundance. Jesus on the mountain. Jesus often withdrew to solitary places to pray, entering states of deep inner calm. In this stillness, he shaped events through spiritual resonance. His life demonstrates that a positive mindset aligns the mind with heaven's frequency, where miracles and manifestations take form.